rocking and rolling and what?
We are rocking and rolling and whatnot.
We are.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, yay! I have some charge of my iPad now.
We are live. We got Miss Twin Rivers coming on. This will be fun.
Our Miss Texas ambassador. Yeah, very impressive young lady. Actually, I talked to her. I may have her on mine and Lisa's show talking about her ministry.
Her program?
Yeah, her program, her platform, I should say.
Make sure that we are actually on the tube.
We're on the what?
On the tube. Remember we used to say on the boob tube?
Yes. Golly.
Let's see. Yep, we are. Look at that. I got us on. I'm so excited I got us
Are we on? Did we get notifications?
I don't think so, but it is getting better.
Uh,
My views are climbing again.
It's a Christmas miracle.
All right, are you ready, Kathy?
Ready to rock and
Here
roll.
we go.
Press the voice.
Live from VentureX Studios, it's JP, Kathy, and the crew.
The crew. I tell you what, good morning, the crew. You should be looking at us going,
Good morning to the
what's
crew.
quite
They look
different?
different.
What's different today?
And you should be scared. You should be very scared.
Yes, you should be very scared because I'm in charge.
We get one corner of this in.
Hey, watch this. Watch this. Kathy, keep talking.
Hello.
She's gone.
Now that's scary. Now what's funny is, look,
What's that? I can see it.
co-host Kathy Ward, host John Payton.
Oh, hi, I'm Kathy.
And I'm John. I'm JP.
Yeah, now we've got it going on.
Howdy.
Howdy. Oh, I got to turn the music off. See, this is what, I got to give myself
Oh,
an
you're
applause.
supposed to have faded it.
I gave
faded
myself
it
an
out.
applause. Oh, that's right. But I give myself an applause.
Okay, there you go.
Because I like me.
Okay, so this is frightening. If you're like, what the heck? Where is JP? JP is not only directing the show today and running the board, but he's still hosting.
Well, and running
So
Zoom, and
yeah.
running websites.
So we're really glad that this is a Friday, that this is happening on. Chambrielle, Bree the intern, is she's got finals. So let's all pray for her. She's got finals today, and then again next Wednesday and Friday. Charles has a consulting gig that has him in early meetings all morning this week. So JP and I are like, okay. So good times.
Bree, the intern, professional, much better than me at this.
Oh my goodness.
We'll be back.
There you go. Yes, thank goodness.
But we're gonna have a couple. We're gonna have a couple of shows like this, though,
This is going to be fun.
where I get to be in charge of you.
Oh, you love that.
Hold on, I gotta go. Hold on.
And give yourself
Gotta
applause
give
for
myself
that.
Yay for me!
Yay!
That's awesome. Well,
We're a mess.
it is Friday. It's Freaky
We
Friday.
are,
It's
and thank goodness. it is.
Pandemic Holiday Friday. It's
Is anybody else on the Baby Yoda memes?
you know
Social media sites. They're the cutest thing, and they uplift me all day whenever I
They're
check into
fun.
social media.
Now you know what's interesting
They're
about
so
that, don't you?
fun.
You know what's fun about that?
What?
Have you noticed that Baby Yoda is already on sale?
No, everything's on sale. JP,
Baby Yoda is. I'm shocked by that.
I have not seen that.
I thought Baby Yoda was going to be like the Furbies.
because I was.
Remember when the Furbies hit?
Yeah,
it was
but
like
the
$7,000 for a
But
Furby.
the Furbies were not during a pandemic. I'm telling
Well,
you,
true.
everything's going to be on sale the entire time during Christmas. Heck, Hobby Lobby already, a week, 2 weeks ago, had everything already 50% off for
Now,
Christmas.
But is that? I thought I'm a Hobby Lobby shopper.
Yeah.
Now I haven't shopped Hobby Lobby in a while.
Yep.
Because I'm in a rent house. I'm renting with my dad,
Yep.
right? So, but I remember Hobby Lobby always had Christmas on sale like at Thanksgiving. I mean, am I missing that?
I would have to ask somebody. I remember it being closer to Thanksgiving, closer to Christmas, that it maybe 2 weeks before that it actually comes on sale. Oh, that's where that camera is from. I am so glad I didn't knock that over with my big old bag this
your
morning.
camera's right there.
Right, I know
You're
that.
looking at that one, but you can see me.
I can see you in it from from the viewfinder, and I'm just thinking I had no idea it was up on the table. I am so glad I did not knock that over with my big old bag this morning when I came in.
Well, looky here.
If I would have known it was there, I would have knocked it over.
We're already getting comments
About the name switch.
Well, no, look. Good morning, Kathy from Jim
Hey,
Partridge. Good morning.
Good morning,
Jim.
Dad.
Chris O'Sullivan. I created a monster getting Kathy into that.
I love it.
And then Gail makes good luck being in charge of
yes,
Kathy.
I love you, Gail. Well, spoken like a girl who cannot be in charge of herself. I love it. Oh, and we need to get Chris O'Sullivan.
Hey, Maddie's already in the waiting room.
Oh, excellent.
I think she's early.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if she's at a different time zone in Texas.
Well, maybe. Let's admit her. Let's see what's going on.
So hello, or she may be checking it out. She may just be checking out the link.
Let me see. Well,
because 8:15 is her time.
Well, I mean, heck, I can always bring her up.
We
early.
can bring her. Well, okay, so
Did
you will see this.
Nope.
This will be entertaining. JP is running the board today. Got tons to talk about. It's a Friday, so anything goes. And hey, we need to see. Wish we could bring Chris O'Sullivan on the screen today for some sports talk.
Hey, if he wants to call in.
Yeah, or if he can call. Do we have a number he can call into?
Hold on, actually, let's Zoom him. If he wants to do it, we can send him an email.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to.
Chris says he can do that. Hey, Chris.
Oh, that would be a blast to talk about. Because he gave me my hockey story for today.
Hey, text me, Chris, your email address. 469-964-8881. I'll put it in the thing.
You love being in charge of Kathy.
Hey,
yeah.
can you?
I'm not even in charge of myself, Gail.
Hey, can you put that in there, Kathy? Can you type that into the feed? Because I'm busy over here doing some Zoom stuff.
Type what into the feed?
My phone number into the feed so Chris has it.
Do you want me to just text him privately?
Oh, everybody has my phone number, so it doesn't
You don't
matter.
care.
All right, I'm going to ask Maddie to start her video.
Well, she may not be ready yet.
Well, we're
she may have just tested it out.
Well, she's on.
So we're talking sports today. We are talking.
We are. And a lot of sports too.
Some cool sports stuff, and then we're also talking Christmas pandemic. What are some things you're doing this year? We actually had a scare. You don't even know this yet, JP. We had a scare with an extended family member who I was with. My family was with on Thanksgiving Day, who was in the emergency room yesterday. We thought it was possibly COVID.
Who?
An extended family member.
Oh, extended family
member. Yeah, extended family
member.
member.
Were they with you at Thanksgiving?
Yes. So
oh, wow.
We did outside and all that kind of stuff. Now, luckily, they have tested negative, and it turned out to be 2 other issues. So we're definitely welcoming prayers for Jay. But it's one of those things that yesterday for about 3 hours, I was like, okay, I might be in quarantine as of yesterday, kind of a deal. So, luckily that's not the case. And especially for this individual, we don't want anybody getting COVID.
Well, correct. We don't want that.
So the thing is, the reality is setting in that, hey, this is mean and it's out there. I mean, the sad thing is the hospital he was at, which was a very nice hospital. He's got great insurance. Even if he would have had COVID, would not have had room for him, JP.
Really?
Yep. So
what part of the country is he in?
This is North Texas.
North
Texas. Yeah, this is just here down the street in Dallas.
Well, that's why Dr. Dave isn't on the show right now anymore.
There's no room at the inn for a lot of these folks if they've got COVID and they go to one of these hospitals that's a nice hospital that maybe they've gone to for an elective surgery or something of that nature. So we're going to be talking about, okay, what are you doing different? I'm looking for gift exchange ideas because I don't even know what my family's going to do yet with our gift exchange, because we're big. We draw a number. We draw names early. That's beforehand, and everybody does a gift.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey,
there she is. Look at her. She's
Hi.
I don't see her yet.
Hey. Good morning. How is everyone?
Maddie.
Doing well. We don't see her.
Well, I haven't put her up yet because she just jumped on with her microphone.
Oh, gotcha.
I was just a little early. Sorry.
Miss Twin Rivers is going to have to be patient for a second because I'm adding people to the Zoom link on the fly, Catherine Ann.
So we're going to be also talking about, and we want to know from the crew and start chiming in on social media ahead of time, what's binge-worthy? It cracks me up that binge-worthy and cringe-worthy are like 2 of the biggest words I've heard this year, 2020, which maybe that's appropriate. So what would you recommend? What have you binge-watched during the pandemic? What would you recommend? And possibly what are you currently watching, or what are you currently going to binge watch if you've got some time off during the Christmas holidays? I would love to hear what people think about stuff. Definitely have stuff that we have binge watched and that we watch on a regular basis. And what my husband and I are currently going back and binge watching on Netflix. Is it Netflix or Hulu? Maybe it's Hulu. Will be interesting. And then that's going to lead us into a conversation, JP, about streaming and the future of movie theaters like a Cinemark or
that's what Warner Brothers
what's
is
another
doing.
What's another one? What's another Cinemark? What are some of the big movie
one
chains?
One of my favorite, Alamo Movie Grill.
Yep. So, and see, and I wonder if those are, since those serve alcohol, they're kind of like a social place as well. I wonder how that, if maybe they'll have a little bit better of a chance of surviving. But I've got some numbers on the James Bond movie, which was supposed to have dropped last spring when the pandemic hit. I think it's supposed to have been out like April. And then it was supposed to have been out in November. That didn't work. Well, now it's going to be streaming. And so how is this going to look for movie theaters? How is this going to look for blockbuster movies? You know, are these folks going to produce movies that are $500 million if something's going right to streaming?
Well, we'll talk about, understand,
You know?
Warner Brothers is now owned by AT&T.
Exactly.
And so AT&T's got a little something going on, and that's going to be an interesting conversation.
Oh, yeah, because everybody, who's scratching whose back?
Well, guess what AT&T setting themselves up for, though?
What is that?
Well, stay tuned for that.
Oh,
because
well, then I will.
Right now, we
haven't even had this conversation. We didn't even pre-produce this.
No.
I just sent you the article and said, hey, let's talk about this tomorrow. It's a great conversation, even philosophically, to have as far as how are we changing our social habits and getting used to that, and will the normal way of doing things when it comes to going out to a movie ever be back in place?
Right.
Can we get her on a bigger screen?
That's a pretty big screen.
No, but on social media you can barely see her.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Hey,
really? Charles knows how to do. Charles knows how to float a screen
Seriously,
out
Madison,
there.
you can come to us. Yeah, her sound is on now. Hey, seriously, Catherine Ann, I am sitting back here drinking coffee, trying to run a show and run a show
Charles, we
and
need
run a
you.
show.
Charles, we
I'm
need
like
you.
doing 3 runs of a show here.
Normally, Charles knows how to float the
And
screen.
poor Maddie is stuck staring at me.
It's totally fine. I'm fine.
She's very flexible. She and I have gotten to know each other. She's flexible. It's all good.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to get one of these Miss Texas ambassadors to be like, want to marry me at some point.
No.
I'm going to ask every one of them. That's all I can say. I mean,
I told you to be
I'm
prepared
a catch.
to go with the flow.
I have a car and a job. That makes me a catch.
Bonuses.
See, Maddie knows.
She knows. That's even a bonus. Wow.
Well, all right, okay. I'm going to go into technical mode. You need to go ahead and talk to Miss Twin Rivers, and so that I can try to make her bigger.
There you go.
I promise you, she's not happy about that. She's
Or
like, "What,
can you
Catherine?"
make her the whole screen?
Okay, listen, Catherine Ann.
Do you know how to? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
English?
Yes. Oh,
Well, no,
from
because-
the woman who could not send a Zoom link. That's
Oh, I can't.
Catherine Ann.
No, I'm not saying I've got technical skills. I'm saying I don't. But I was wondering, do you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about,
I know
though?
what you're
Because
talking
sometimes
about.
my language is not the same language as everybody else's. Like, Charles will make that, and it's a floating thing.
I'm going to float you in a minute.
Okay. Well, then,
I'm going to float you.
I'm hoping people can see her beautiful face.
They can. Look at how gorgeous she is. Her beauty emanates light.
Thank you.
You see her on the giant screen TV screen in our studio
Well, but I think
here at
you're
Venture
seeing
X.
fine. Let's ask the crew. Hey, crew, can you see her?
I'm just saying, with the
Well,
Miss
okay.
Texas, we want her on.
Morning.
Do me a favor.
So good morning,
Hey,
Maddie. How are you?
Hey,
I'm good.
ma'am,
How are you?
Conduct a real
doing well.
Be professional. Conduct an interview, please.
Okay.
Y'all are a hoot and a half. I love this already. I'm having
Maddie,
a great time.
I told you, be prepared, and you're on a Friday, so we're a mess. You never know what you're going to get.
I love it.
Well, let's talk about. First of all, welcome to the show, Maddie. And how do I say your last name?
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How do we say your last name?
Frankie's.
Frankie's. Okay, I didn't know if it's Frankie's
Yes,
or
ma'am.
Frankie's.
Well, I didn't know if it was Fran Quiz. I'm like, what a great
I get that
teacher
all the
name.
time. Actually,
Oh,
one of my
Fran
really good
Quiz.
friends called me Frankezi for a long time.
Frank
So
Kezzy.
it's
I
good.
love it.
But I like Fran
love
Quiz. Okay, children, it's quiz time with Miss Fran Quiz.
There you go.
That's good. I should remember that if I'm going to ever do like a children's show or something. That's smart.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, I would play on that.
So so you are Miss Twin Rivers, correct? That's
yes,
the
ma'am.
area you're representing in the Miss Texas pageant. And you are also, we always talk whenever we have Chandler Foreman on, who's the current Miss Texas, about how she's doing the extended remix tour of the Miss Texas title. So you're doing the extended 2-year-in-a-row title of Miss Twin River. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I am. This is my second year, so I call it my victory lap. It's super fun.
Oh, I love it.
It's been great. I love our team. The Texarkana Twin Rivers board is incredible.
I love it. See, that's fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about this because you have got a very unique platform, a platform which I just love, and you also have a story as far as you didn't grow up in the pageant world. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
So let's go ahead. Let's talk about first how you got involved in the pageant world. I mean, you are brand new to the pageant world, and then how that led you to determine what your platform was going to be. That it sounds like your plans are that this is a platform that you will take on past your time with the Miss Texas pageant into your future world.
Yes. So it really began actually after my graduation from college. And I think a lot of people who take a sabbatical from school because they know they've got like 12 years of school left will tell you that they feel purposeless and rudderless for a time. And I was just in a place, and I was very lucky to have a mentor who loved me and cherished me and who loved me enough to tell me, hey, find something to do, find something you're passionate about. And so I got plugged in with the Miss Texas organization. I needed some scholarship money to be able to continue my education. And this has been an incredible opportunity for me to find purpose and passion.
Well, and here's the thing, so you're working on your master's, and you'll be an MD/PhD. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay,
that's my goal.
Okay, so let's talk about. So you decided the Miss Texas pageant was a way to go, was a way to, all of the great things about Miss Texas, improve your skills, work on you as an individual, but with the greater good of other people in mind. So how did you come to your platform, and what is your platform?
So my platform is actually called Becoming 31 Traits of Highly Impactful People. I'm very passionate about many different things. You said you're wanting to be an MD, PhD, you like to craft. There's a lot of different things that I could be passionate about. I love children's hospitals. And so when they said, pick a social impact initiative about something you're passionate about, I said, okay, well, there's 350 things. What do I do? But really, when it boils down to it, I think the biggest problem we see today is that we have a generation of young people who don't know who they are and therefore don't know the impact that they can make. And so when I thought about how can I make something relevant to these kids that's going to be impactful for them, that they can carry with them for the rest of their life, I said, everybody has an ideal version of themselves. You guys do. I do. My family does. And so I said, how can I take this, who, for me, the Proverbs 31 woman is the ideal version of myself. And how can I take this apart and make this relevant to people? So I pulled apart Proverbs 31, and I found 31 different traits that this woman has, like resilience, discipline, empathy, integrity, versatility, just to name a few, that are relevant across socioeconomic status, across zip code, across gender, and that can help people become who they were created to be.
Right. And I love that. So let's go back to where, and you said it, you touched on it, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into that because this is a very unique thing in the pageant world. Where did you get the 31, what's it called again?
It's Becoming 31 Traits of Highly Impactful People. And so it did start with my blog. I had a blog that I had going, as an outlet for me, as a writing utensil. And I called it One Girl's Journey to Become All She Was Created to Be. And it pulled from that because I had that ideal version of myself that I wanted to be the Proverbs 31 woman. And I thought, these are traits that are relevant to these kids, that they need to hear about resilience. That's not something that's taught in school. They need to hear about discipline and empathy. And when we talk about like Texas Cares for Children, personal development and professional development, those are things that need to be hit on regardless of career choice that help you become who you were created to be.
Right. And see, and I love that, something, and you and I talked about this a little bit last night, and that is, Christ has been removed from so many aspects of our world and our country, and especially the youth. They've grown up in a time where, don't talk about that, and that's not something you want to put forward. And here you are, a young leader in an organization, a title holder, if you will, and you are able to go out there and be that example of what it's like to live with Christ as your center. And you're very proud of that.
Yes, I am. I'll be the first to tell you that I'm a Jesus girl, number one. And if I'm going to be remembered for something, I'm not here for the fame and for the glory and for the followers and all the stuff that could go with this. No, I'm here to represent. I'm an ambassador for Jesus Christ, number one. Right. And my faith is the thing that centers me. And so everything that I do, this platform, yes, it is Christ-based, but what's amazing and incredible about this is that I can take it into public schools, and I have, because traits like resilience and discipline and empathy and being fearless and having integrity are all relevant and will help us all become better.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, you've got an opportunity to be a unique voice in a leadership position that most people don't. And let's talk about, and JP and I, we just recently did an interview for Miss Virtual. I can hear you getting into that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is, hey.
What do you have over there? Do you have enough to share with the class?
I do. I am digging this interview so much that I'm getting out my breakfast.
I love it.
Coffee, and I'm going to sit here like this. You don't understand. I'm going to sit here like this and go,
what?
Oh, okay. See, poor Miss Twin Rivers can't see me now because I've taken me off. But so that's not fair to her. So I want her to be able to see,
Well,
this is exciting stuff.
Well, this is good stuff. So, Maddie, let's talk about, and like I said, JP and I, we just recently did.
Kathy, I oopsed.
Oopsed on what?
I've got a big old thing on her face. There we go. Now it's gone.
Is it gone now? Okay. Okay.
I want to make her jealous.
We wanted to make you the whole screen, but then
Miss Twin Rivers, if you marry me, you get pumpkin bread.
Ooh, bonus.
Yeah, and I don't mind if you want to put it on your face and her face. If we can only do a split screen with y'all, I'd rather have more of her on.
Well, isn't that a lot of her?
No, but on this, on social media, it cuts half her face off. I'm so sorry. Of course, we've got, on one of the days we have one of our beautiful Miss Texas ambassadors. We've got,
how's that?
Oh, there you go. I love it. Perfect,
right.
perfect.
Now everybody gets to see how we got to put up with Kathy.
Now everybody gets to see
just out.
Just JP, hey, save me a bite of that pumpkin bread for after the show. Okay.
I'm going to walk it over to you.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'll eat it.
No, go ahead, because they're serving lunch here today. I won't be able to eat it during the show. Okay, all right. I know, we're so gripey. Okay, so Maddie, getting back to your interview. So I'm getting some pumpkin bread. He is a gentleman, I will tell you that.
Oh, that's so kind. I love that.
So,
see, another good trait.
So let's talk about, and JP and I, when we were doing this interview for the Miss Texas Virtual Magazine, which we'll let the crew know when that article comes out. We're super excited about that. One of the things that both JP and I really, really hammered on, one of the points we really hammered on was, hey, when you've got these young ladies, the first thing you do is you look at them, you're like, oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. But that's just not even 1/10 of 1/100th of what you have with the Miss Texas contestants and the different ladies who represent the different counties and regions and cities in the state of Texas. And so talk about what people have said to you when they find out, oh yeah, I'm working on my MD and my PhD and I've got this nonprofit I'm starting and this, that, and the other. What have they said to you? Which is really kind of typical.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, actually, because I've even had friends say, oh, you're going to do pageants, but like you're smart. I'm like, just talk to us. Come meet some of these women, because there's incredible women across the state of Texas and across the Miss America organization in general. They're passionate and they're working on things to try to make the world better while they're earning scholarship money so they can be debt free and make a bigger impact later on in the future. And so, like I said last night, talk to us, give us a chance to meet us, talk to us, talk about our passions, talk about why we do what we do, because I think you'll be impressed.
Exactly. And I love that you're like, hey, meet us, meet one or two of us and just figure out that there's so much more to being a Miss Texas, a Miss Texas competitor. It's just, so let's talk about moving forward. What are your plans? Well, first of all, Texas Cares for Children. What can you tell us about that? I know that that's an organization that is, I believe, is dependent upon donations. So if you feel like you're in the charitable mood during Christmas, so tell us a little bit about Miss Texas Cares for Children, and then I want to close out your interview with hearing about what your plans are with this Becoming 31, because it's very fascinating. It's very unique.
Thank you.
So let's talk about Texas Cares for Children first.
Okay. So I love this organization. It was one of the reasons I applied to be an ambassador. Actually, when I was a child, I went to a Title I school for a short amount of time, and really I needed programming that's provided. Texas Cares for Children works on professional development and personal development with these kids in a place where they may not get that. And so, yes, a lot of what we do is from donations. You can bring us in as ambassadors, or you can bring the incredible Chandler Foreman, Miss Texas 2019-2020 in and have us talk about our programming and what we do. We could talk about Becoming 31. We can talk about all the other things, the things that we're passionate about. But in particular, this organization does run on donations. And so I think we're doing an ornament drive. We've got this thing going on where we have a Miss Texas ornament, and it's totally adorable. And I think we're selling those. So if you go to texascaresforchildren.org or just Google Texas Cares for Children, you'll be able to find that website and purchase one there. And you can help us continue the mission that we have.
Excellent. And we'll, as a matter of fact, we'll put that out on the on our feed today. We'll put that ornament down on our feed. So and we'll also put a big picture of you on our feed, since we didn't get to do the whole screen with you.
Yay!
I figured out what it was. I did not run her through the actual system, which would put her on the little screen, which would blow her up on social media.
Well, see, now you're smart to figure that out, Mr. Technology.
Well, what I did is when you said on the text, go look at social media, it looks different. I went and looked and I went, I'm not running her through the feed, but I don't have to because she's so gorgeous. So talented.
Yes, that her beauty just exudes.
It exudes.
And hopefully it overcomes.
You guys are really boosting me today. I appreciate it.
It overtakes us.
So when she gets a pandemic in the mail engagement ring from me, she'll understand.
Is that like Flat Stanley, but it's flat engagement ring?
Yeah, flat engagement ring.
That's actually funny. I've got an idea.
Tell me that. Oh yeah, I've got an idea. That's why I brought it up. I mean, I'm excited about that. So when you get a proposal from me in the mail, because it's a pandemic, and don't worry, I'll put a mask on the engagement ring.
Okay, thank you.
Just if you'll send back your response in the mail, that would be fantastic.
Will you go with me during the pandemic?
And everything?
Check yes or no.
Check yes or no.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about. Texas Cares for Children, and y'all are still available, the ambassadors and the different contestants, and Miss Texas. So y'all, the Miss Texas ambassadors are still doing, even if you can't do, like if people are not doing their normal event and having a Miss Texas contestant there in person, you can go through Zoom and you can do the same thing at schools, correct?
Yeah, kind of like what we're doing now. For the most part, to my knowledge, especially myself, I have updated my curriculum to where it's relevant online, and it's got cool, PowerPoint stuff, and also where I can do it in person as well. And I think many of the ambassadors, and Miss Texas included, have done that. So then I think it's great because we're adaptable, and I love that about this organization.
And that's another thing that's great, because everybody has, like it or not, the mask wearers, the anti-mask people, whatever your position is on this.
Yes.
Everybody is, the people who are finding more success, I think, are the people who have been able to adapt more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And JP,
I think that's a life trait too, in general. Can you adapt to your circumstances?
It is. And you'll be very excited. JP was just able to adjust the physical camera. Yeah. To get more of your face in the screen. So we're very happy about that. We'll have to have you back on so you can be like on the whole screen the whole time during a 20-minute segment.
I would love that.
And we'll be like, this is Maddie,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, wait, I wanted to hear real quick, what are your future goals with Becoming 31? Past the pageant days.
It's kind of crazy because this is not what I thought I would be doing with my life at this point in time. It's been such an honor and a blessing. And like you said, I'm a big Jesus gal. So like the Lord has given me this platform and this passion, and this purpose that I didn't even know that I had inside me. And he's cultivating it because of what I'm doing with this organization. And so, up we have so many projects coming up, but one of our newest ones is we're opening up a 501c3. And one of the ladies actually that's helping me open this up, it's called the Becoming 31 Foundation. She asked me when I met with her, she said, hey, what's the legacy you want to leave? And I said, I'm 23 years old. I barely know what I want to eat for breakfast tomorrow, right? And she said, well, I want you to know that you have an international ministry on your hands and you should start considering what you want to do next. And so those are all things, because those are being presented. And I can't tell you what my next 5 steps or my next 10 steps look like. But I'm going to be faithful in the next step and saying, take the next right step to pursue, what Becoming 31 could potentially be.
Well, we love that. We absolutely love that. JP and I are unapologetic about our faith, faith in Christ here on the show. And so I love the fact that you're willing to come on as a representative of the Miss Texas organization and as a Miss Texas ambassador and come on and talk about that. So good for you. And we just want to say bless you. God
Happy
bless
Christmas.
you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you all as well.
And come back again.
And when my engagement ring comes in the mail, it comes with this. Now listen.
Oh, there you go. Sound Effect City.
Big kiss
Thank
for
you.
See, a big kiss for it. Another big kiss for it. See
I love it.
Oh, all right. Well, thank
Maddie,
you,
God
Maddie.
bless.
We
Take care,
appreciate
okay?
you.
Thank you
Blessings
so much.
to
You guys have a blessed Friday. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, now Chris O'Sullivan, it is time to bring you on.
I love it. So,
Chris is with us.
Yeah, and Chris is from Chris. We one of the last radio
there
stations
he is. Listen
we
to
were
the
at.
man. Listen to the man.
Woo, the man, the myth, the legend. My fellow Baby Yoda Mandalorian lover. He loves that show just like I
Grogu.
do. I know it is Grogu. Yeah, spoiler alert.
Hey,
spoiler alert.
Are you gonna bring your picture on? We want to see you. Like we miss you.
We miss you, Chris.
Yes. Hell yes. Hells to the yes. All right, let's talk sports, my man. Talk about hockey for a minute. Chris, we did not get to mesh hockey.
We missed talking hockey with you.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry you want to send Miss Texas the COVID ring. That's not at all creepy, Your Honor. And I'm sorry that's a tough act for me to follow. But no, it's great to be back with you guys. And you guys are doing a fantastic job. I'm just too busy or just don't care too much to say it a lot. So,
well, man, we appreciate you.
But no, you guys are. I miss you guys terribly.
We miss you too.
We miss you and we love you, Chris. And thank you so much for the kind birthday wishes. And we're so glad that we've been able to keep in touch with you. Chris was a buddy of ours.
Hey,
and
he's a radio buddy.
The crew remembers him from our radio days over at 1160 AM KBDT. And Chris really... I tell you what, he helped challenge I've got to give you this compliment on air, Chris. He helped challenge JP and I to take it to the next level. There were things I was always kind of just, I'm more reserved and I'm always like, oh my gosh, I have to spell the word P-O-O-P, I can't put the real word out there. And Chris really, nudged me. Yes. Okay. He nudged me along to get a little bit
here. You can say the S word.
No.
You can say the S word. Hey, I've tried to tell her, like when I say that the politicians, they can kiss my hairy butt, she's like, but she's gotten used to it now, though.
Yeah. I'm used to JP.
I've got the kiss my hairy butt award.
What happens?
No, but don't, because we just had Miss Texas ambassador on, and so we want to be able to let her share this.
By the way, she's doing great work. Well done to that young lady.
Isn't she?
Very heartfelt. Well done to her.
I mean, that's amazing at age 23. Well, okay, so we miss because Chris used to come on, even though he runs the national show over at the radio station he's with. He used to come on and do a lot of sports with us, especially hockey. And so, Chris, we miss you. So we're so glad that you're able to hop on today. And you sent me a hockey story to chat with JP about today, but I'm going to let you take the lead on that because this is pretty exciting for hockey fans.
All right, remind me, because I do a lot of stories throughout the day. Which one was it?
This was the one, and as hockey fans, I know me, you, and JP are pumped about the possibility of some outdoor hockey games.
Hey, real quick, the crew says hello. Michelle says, hey, Chris.
Oh,
Gail says, hey, Chris. All the crew say, hey,
Gail's
Chris.
stalking me, by the way.
We love it.
Gail's like sending me weird letters in the mail. It's getting weird.
That's getting weird. Chris says it's getting weird.
I love it.
Yeah. So I love miss the crew as well. So anyway, So
Outdoor
the National Hockey League, one thing they're discussing is putting out outdoor games to
Right.
try and get the season rocking and rolling. We're a little bit past due when we were supposed to start here. Right now, Donald Fear and Donald Fear, who's head of the NHL Players Association, and Gary Bettman, who's the worst commissioner who ever commissioned anything in life.
And if you're new,
to negotiate.
hold on, Chris. If you're new to the crew, you'll never know where Chris stands on an issue. By the way, just figure out what he really thinks about this. Sorry, Chris,
you look
I had
great
to.
The Biden merch, by the way. Anyway, no, I mean, so they're trying to negotiate how to get this season going. And one thing that's come up in some reports out of Canada, some very reputable sports outlets up there, when it comes to the National Hockey League, is they're trying to consider how they could possibly do outdoor games. I mean, really going back to hockey's root.
Right.
I mean, like, that's like the most cool you can get.
Right.
So that should be interesting to see if they can pull that off. I mean, look, if you could put an ice rink in the middle of Dodger Stadium, there's no way you can't pull this off. It could be done.
Well, didn't it? That was
was it just?
Was it this time last year? Gosh, this is so crazy. The pandemic has like literally made me lose track of time. Out at a fair park, we did an outdoor hockey game. That was just 2019, right?
No, that was actually this year. It was the New Year's Day game with Dallas.
That's it. Yep, that's it. Yep.
At College Station, right?
That's
wherever
right.
Texas A&M. I think it was Texas A&M.
And it was
But yeah, it was,
wildly popular.
Hey, by the way, Cleo says that she can't stop stalking you, and you know you like it. You secretly like it.
You know what? Honestly, it has to be said just a little. So.
Oh, I love it. You know you secretly like it. Oh,
well,
I love Cleo.
Chris, this is going to get us back to no helmet wearing on the pond playing straight up hockey.
Yeah, old time hockey. You know, Smash Mouth. I just want to say the F word so bad.
Miss Texas Ambassador was on.
I'll behave.
Family show. Children listening.
Nothing but Manson family show. Nothing better than when you get out on the ice and just the intensity's going, and and it's the best cardio you'll ever get in your life ever. So, it's just, I would love to see it. I would love to see, because right now, I mean, the job they did with the playoffs this past season, which ended in October, was I think phenomenal. It really was. Because, and I think this is the problem the sports leagues are having right now, all of them. And it's not just because of the political stuff. I mean, right now, this year has taken it out of us in every aspect.
Yes.
I mean, listen, I'll do this one here. We've got our ass kicked this year. And it's
been tough.
It's just unbelievable that even sports at this point we can't even wrap around our heads around that just as a distraction. So, we at some point I would like to see the sports leagues get back to what we are accustomed to as far as the normal scheduling.
Well, I agree with that. Chris, the thing is, though, is as the politic changes, the word has already been out that, Joe Biden doesn't understand why it is that sports teams continue to pursue putting on their sport, and he wants to see them all shut down. Do you think that the White House is going to have the power to shut down sports in this country again?
Not at all, because that's private enterprise.
Well,
they just don't have the legal authority. And also, listen, hold on. We're talking about Joe Biden. This is the guy who broke his hoof playing fetch. What does he know about sports?
He twisted his ankle walking his German Shepherd. Yeah, so there's that.
And by the way, jokes aside, I'll never bash anybody for playing with their dog. That's pretty cool.
No. We love people playing with their dog.
Yeah, we're not going after that. But, I tell you, though, I mean, my concern about sports is, the new executive branch coming in and already saying over and over again that he doesn't think that we should be having sports in this country. And it's like, people are going to get COVID-19 like they're going to get the flu, for God's sakes. They're both viruses. They both can be deadly. I mean, but we don't shut down sports because of the flu.
Well, I will say this. I found out late last week, a good friend of mine who I New in Las Vegas radio, just passed away from COVID. And, my thing is this, we know what to do now as far as being as preventative as possible. Exercise those practices. And I know, and I see, and honestly, here's my problem with the sports leagues right now. If they're going to pull this off, they got to be in the bubble again. There's no way around that. And I'm sorry, that's a lot to ask of a human being for my personal amusement to say, hey, can you stay in a hotel room for about 6 months and being away from your family? Would you mind? So I could be amused. I just, in good faith, I couldn't ask somebody to do that. But that's just me. Now, I know the NFL has been a little bit different on their COVID protocols. Although certain players are still catching it, but listen, at some point, we're just going to have to accept the fact that this thing's going to keep spreading. And it's going to, and I don't want to do probably the whole herd thing, but we just have to start accepting facts and stop denying what it's doing and just accept it. And once we can do that, we'll get past it much sooner. Continue to say practices, continue, trying to look out for one another, but you can't try to prevent something not knowing how or if it'll hit you.
Well, and that's the thing, right? The bottom line is this, is that it's a virus. It's not going away.
Even with vaccinations,
right.
Even if everybody and their dog wore a mask and never left home again, at some point you're going to have to step outside of your house, and somebody somewhere is going to get it. And that's even with the I've heard even with the vaccination,
there's a treatment for it.
Yes,
we need to start blowing that treatment up. The president's treatment switches over to Ben Carson, who's on his deathbed, and that treatment saves his life. And he says that. He says, I did these things. They finally brought me the same treatment the president. Now the medical companies are trying to duplicate that treatment and blow it up. Chris, I'm with you. Learn to live with this. Take the precautions. Enhance those precautions in your own home. Be responsible, and let's get the treatment out there. The vaccine's not going to fix it.
Well, the vaccine, and not everybody's going to take the vaccine. So what do you do about that? They said, even if 70% of the people do the vaccine, it's still going to be a factor to a certain degree. Not to the degree it is maybe now, but it still will be a degree.
And you're not going to be fighting political ideology here. You're not. That's absurd. But we also have to fight back against this virus. And I'm tired of just laying on the canvas here after getting my head kicked in. At some point, we got to start saying as a collective nation, not only as a nation, but as a global community, when do we say enough and we start fighting back against this thing? And I'm not saying, pitchforks in the street or anything
use the
like that.
force.
What I'm saying is
use the force.
That's what people would do. So, but no, we got to find a way to attack it, and attack it with knowledge. Try to tune out the ignorance when because I hear from some people on the right side of the aisle, the most extreme right, the 0.1% who represent humanity, is that, well, it's no big deal. It's an everyday cold. Well, it's not, because the everyday cold we know how to combat. This is still new to us.
Well, the everyday cold, I can come into work and sit at a mic next to JP or sit at a mic next to you, and maybe you'll catch the cold, maybe you won't, probably not. And if you do, everybody gets the cold, and you can work through the cold. When you've got this COVID, we've got people who are having seizure-like body chills and shakes. We've got hallucinate. Just horror. Literally, I remember somebody very close to me who had it said that at one point they knew the devil was knocking on their door. They just knew it. They're like, okay, the devil's coming to get me right now. We had one of my dad's best friends since the 8th grade, back in Catholic church and Catholic school in the 8th grade, just passed away. So, and we know it's real. And that's where I don't like the government saying, oh, well, these people denying it. No, nobody's denying it. We're just saying, let us be smart enough to be responsible enough for ourselves and our fellow mankind.
I'm going to steal Chris from you now.
Oh, I don't like that.
Sorry, it's sports time. I want to talk raw sports.
Right,
I haven't gotten to talk raw sports with Chris for a while. First of all, Chris.
Are you jonesing to do that?
Yes. She said Jones is on the air, Chris.
Jones, and that's a term from the 80s.
Oh, it's
or 90s.
way a term.
Wait, what did she say?
She said Joneses.
I said you're jonesing to talk to Chris about sports because you guys haven't had a chance to do sports in forever.
I know.
Is that inappropriate?
Well, you need to look at the Urban Dictionary.
I hate the Urban Dictionary.
So, Chris,
okay,
first of all,
Jones it.
I haven't gotten to talk to you about baseball. What do you think about the series and how everybody got into the series? Talk to me.
You know what? It was a pretty cool series. I really thought the Dodgers were going to choke again. I mean,
you both.
The reason why their colors is because they choke a lot. And I was so happy for that organization. They got a great fan base. They got a great organization there in LA. I was happy for Clayton Kershaw because, he's always this great regular season pitcher, but when he gets to the postseason, he folds like a bad suit. So like I said, in Tampa surprised the hell out of me this year.
Well, you, me, both.
So,
I thought the
Yankees
Yankees for sure, and then Tampa just got in there.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, the Yankees underperformed, and I'll be.
They did.
I'm gonna be sick. Hold on. Ooh, okay. No, the Yankees underperformed. I just wanted you guys to feel a little normalcy with me, being overly girlish about my Yankees.
Yeah.
But, I swear to God, they're pom-poms and a dong when they're on. Anyway, but they really did underperform, I think. And I know a lot of people were calling for Aaron Boone to be fired. But it's like, do you realize what this season was for baseball? It was a 60-game season.
Yeah.
This season was a morale season for the country. I mean, yeah, you still count it for the Dodgers. No asterisks.
No.
I almost cursed there. I think that they'll put an asterisk on there.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. But
when it motivates and helps, like you said, helps with the morale of the country. You said it best when you said that.
So
that was a morale thing for
that's
for
what I'm
us.
saying. Any manager this year gets a pass, I think. Any manager.
I agree.
Whether even if they went, I was even willing to forgive the Astros for what happened the year before because you know what? They're part of the healing process for this country. They're part of the right now, at that time, we were so just drunk with COVID, and politics. They were like the morale relief workers. We just needed that cookie and that thing of lemonade just to calm our souls a bit. And they all did their part. So leave it alone with the Aaron Boone wanting to fire him. You're nuts.
Let me ask you a question, Chris.
Well, typical JP segment. I'm ranting on for a long time with not letting them talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I want to ask you a question.
Welcome back.
Well, I want to ask you a question. And because I'm looking at it, and I agree with you, the Astros, they did their thing. Here, everybody came back, put their families at risk, jumped out there, played some baseball. I give them a pass. How does their manager not get manager of the year, though, with what he did with the Astros and getting into the playoffs?
Because the PR on that would be a nightmare. It really would.
See, I agree.
It's not enough time. You give it time, they will be forgiven. And I think they already have, but now and I hate to be grotesque about it, you got the scab on the wound now. Now you got to let it slowly heal itself, and we'll get past it. Like I said, you look at everything that's going on in this year. This has been a year, from hell. Not just, all around. Remember in January we thought Kobe Bryant was going to be the big story for this year?
Oh my gosh.
When he passed away?
That's all we talked about for a while.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We were but I just think right now, listen, they acknowledged it, they're owning it. Time to move on though. There's more in life to worry about than whether or not somebody cheated playing baseball. It's not exactly high on my priority list of things to be upset about.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, prediction. Who's in the World Series next year?
Yes.
I'm going to think you're going to say your Yankees.
Okay. I'm going to say my Yankees. I think they're about due. I'm going to say the Yankees in Colorado.
I'm with you. I was going to say, now I've got the Yankees on the bubble because I don't know if they've got enough closer in them to be able to close out. I'm afraid that their closer's just not going to have it. And they've got good starting pitching, good middle relief. They don't have a Mariano Rivera. They don't have one.
No, they need that closing arm. There's no real good closing arms in baseball right now.
Yeah, not right
just
now.
Not.
No.
No, listen, you're a good relief pitcher and a good closer when the Minnesota Twins collect some sawed-off bats because of your cutter and they turn it into a rocking chair.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon.
Yeah.
But, so actually, I have to cut this one short because I have to get out of here. But because I have an interview, I have to go do somewhere else.
Well, you go do that. I was going to talk to you about the Dallas Cowboys, but you go do your thing.
Let's do that next week if you can.
Cowboys. Hold on, I got an extra minute for that. Listen, I just like to, I like to do this to piss off Kathy. See, I can say piss off over here. It's okay, don't worry. I can say it on terrestrial. Anyway, but my thing is, listen, how in the hell is a 3-8 football team only one game out of first place?
I'm even shaking my head on that one.
Come on, one time, let me do it. One time. JP, executive decision. Let me do it one time.
Knock it out. Hurry it up. Get it over with like a Band-Aid.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Oh, no.
Yep. Hey, I'm telling you. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it. I'm sorry that you're having to take off, but
crazy.
The NFC East is the armpit of the butt crack. I'm telling you, they are bad news.
In their quarterback situation, watching them play football is like watching Dak Prescott on Dancing with the Stars at this point.
Stop it. He's recovering.
Or
Sullivan.
Amani Cooper doing that dress up in a costume singing contest.
Yeah,
the mask
Poppins.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to let you get out of here. I'm going to kick the Cowboys around a little bit with Kathy. I don't want you to get busted.
Hey, I got one more. You know why you'll never see the Dallas Cowboys, contract COVID? That receiver core can't catch anything. So they have it.
Virus or no virus.
He's been waiting for that.
Man, Coach.
It's been built up.
Coach missed our baseball talk. He's just now got on. He has to go back on and watch. So, Chris, man, hey, next Friday, if you can, we want to sneak you back on, talk sports.
Yeah, we'll make some more time to make this happen. God, I miss and love you guys so much.
We love
you too. We miss you too, brother.
God bless you, our friend. We love you.
All right.
We'll talk to you later, Chris. All right.
Merry
Christmas, brother. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
All right, so, Chris O'Sullivan joining us from our old radio days, and hopefully we can get him on as a regular. We can kick some sports around.
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, that would be a fun thing.
Yeah, we just love Chris. What a great guy. That's a good time. So, Cowboys.
NFC East. Yeah, the Masked Singer. Thank you.
Are we even playing?
Yeah, we're playing. This weekend.
Because didn't we have some game was postponed because the other team was sick, or was that the other week?
That was the other week.
Okay. Isn't that sad? So, I'm a day late and $1 short when it comes to knowledge on the Cowboys outside of Dak's recovery. I'm just, I don't know.
You're a legit fan. Everything's just crazy this year.
I'm a completely legit fan. But as far as being able to commentate and report on it with you, the game, I've already literally last Thursday's game on Thanksgiving, I have put that game out of my head because I had to. I literally had to immediately put it out of my head after the game because it was just so ugly.
The Cowboys need to too.
Yeah.
They need to put it out of their head.
Yeah.
Let's just do a kind of a recap of the NFL last week. Washington, I can't even say Redskins. I mean, it makes me sick to my stomach.
Just Washington.
The Washington.
And Washington, the ball club. The football club.
That's right.
Or something
the ball
like
club.
That. Yeah.
41-16 victims to the Washington. The Cowboys at home, and was just pathetic. Watched the game. Defense crumbled as usual. Offense had nothing going on. Again, when are you going to figure this out? You're going to have to run Pollard and Elliott. Doesn't matter if you make a yard or not. You're going to have to pound the ball all game until you finally get it right. If you're going to use these as practice sessions anyways, then just run the football until you can get it right. And maybe by game 15, you'll be able to block somebody, pull a trap off, or do a little sweep. That's all I can say about that. I mean, at this point, it's practice. We're watching you. It looks like practice.
It's like practice for when football gets back to normal. I don't know. I mean, what else do you call it?
I don't know.
Well,
the Bills aren't practicing. Let me just tell you that.
Well,
the Buffalo Bills are playing football.
They're showing up.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're playing football. I'll tell you who's the comeback kid right now is the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah, where are they right now?
Well, I don't know where their standings are because I don't got the standings up right now, but I'll get that up in a second. But the Patriots beat the Cardinals 20-17 at home. The Cardinals are hot. They are on fire. Of course, it takes an Allen High School graduate to get up there and play some football and show them how to play football in Arizona. But, yeah, they are hot and on the target. So, but the AFC Central, that's where it's at. My Pittsburgh Steelers are 11-0, big win against the Baltimore Ravens, and they're going to be the team to beat. You know, I don't see the Steelers not being in the Super Bowl. The question is, which NFC team limps into the Super Bowl? Because I'm right now not a big fan of much in the NFC, period.
Well, that is such a great descriptor. Who limps in? And that is the best way to describe it, because it's going to be kind of like, oh, yeah, and fill in the blank.
Well, and I know that Michelle's going to be frustrated with me because that means the Steelers have to go through KC. But I'm telling you, the Steeler defense right now, what have I always said, Kathy? You know what I always say?
Defense wins games, ladies and gentlemen.
In every sport. It's a proven fact.
It is what it is. Well, heck, even back in the day, high school sports, when I was dancing on drill team or directing drill team, literally, if you didn't have a good defense, you weren't going to the state championship. You weren't even making it to the playoffs. You can have literally the most stellar offense. You can have a quarterback and a running back that are just superb. But if you don't have folks to block and protect your players who are putting points up, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady fall victim to the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24.
It's so weird when you say the Tampa, like you just talked about
Tampa Bay and then Tom Brady.
You just talked about the Pats, and then now you're saying in Tampa Bay and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's still, when you report that every week, it's still very odd to hear that. I think it'll take years. By the time he retires officially from the NFL, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, he played for the Buccaneers.
That's right. So let's talk about the NFC East again for just a second, right? So the Eagles lose to the Seahawks. Well, guess what? Now the Giants play the Seahawks, so I look for the Giants to lose. If the Cowboys can win this weekend, there's a log jam again in the NFC East.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. We can still talk about, it's unbelievable. Of course, Michelle and I, we're going to battle this out all the way to the Super Bowl.
Come on, Michelle, jump in there.
Because I'm telling you, I think the Steelers do it.
We are playing football, and look, she's got all her KC hearts. And
and she goes, that's our biggest issue. Defense is hit or miss, but we can score. And I agree, but you can score against everybody else. Right now, the
Shay
Steelers
said the
are
Cowboys limp into the Super Bowl. And as a Cowboys fan, I've got to say this, Shay, and I want to know for the other Cowboy fans, is anybody okay with this being a Super Bowl year for the Cowboys? Oh my! Come on! I've been waiting.
You answered your own question. Oh my God!
Yeah, but I want the crew to chime in as well. This is one of those things. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, I was still teaching high school. It was at Plano East in the '90s. I want to say it was '95. It was before I birthed two human beings, before I had my daughter or my son. And at this point, if this is the way we go to the Super Bowl, I don't think I can hang with it. I can wait another year for it to be a stellar year for us with Dak back on the field. How about you, the rest of the Cowboy fans out there?
Yeah, chime in on our social media. Let us know. But again, it's like Shay said, and I said this, Kathy, early on as well. Watch the Cowboys limp into the playoffs and then make the Super Bowl.
I know, and every time you say that, that's cringeworthy.
Hey, the Astros almost made it into the World Series. They were 31-31, but Dusty Baker does an amazing job.
I was going to say that doesn't look the same. That does not have the ugly sheen on it that a Cowboy Super Bowl right now would.
Well, I don't disagree with you. And of course, the Browns, very, very interesting. Second place in their division. By the way, the Cowboys do play this weekend, Kathy, and
they do.
It's going to take a miracle. Yeah, a miracle, because they play the Baltimore Ravens. And the Ravens have a very good defense. Their offense has been limping a little bit this year. But, I don't know. The Cowboys are going to have a stellar game and wake up from their it's almost like they're taking Ambien or something before they go on the field, for God's sakes. Jesus.
That's the sleeping pill?
Yes. And it makes you get up and walk around and stuff. It just blows me away. Coach Quigley says, go Pack, go. And, Coach, it's funny because that's all I see in the NFC. The Bears have died off. I thought the Bears for sure.
The Bears.
And here's the thing, right? The NFC Central's gotten tough. I mean, the Vikings are good this year. The Bears are pretty good this year. But the pack is really separating themselves out. 49ers, they're sucking the scum off the bottom of the turkey, man. I mean, it's horrible. And so I don't see the 49ers making a run. The New Orleans Saints, they're struggling. Tom Brady has got Tampa Bay moving, but I don't see anything happening. The Falcons are horrible. Now, the Rams are bouncing back. The Rams have had a couple good victories under their belt. And so, we'll have to see. Fred Nort says, hey, if the Cowboys got 8-8, this is the same record the Giants had when they won from the wild card position. Fred, I agree with you. Now, if they get 8-8, I can live with that.
Well, and I get the numbers.
It's Tuesday. Game is Tuesday, Fred. Thank you for that.
Oh, okay. I think it was it pushed back because of
Tuesday, December the 8th. My bad.
Okay, so here's the thing. But for some reason, that didn't look ugly to me. That looked like a team that was hungry and was scrapping. The Cowboys it's just hard to watch as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
so tough.
Hey, Fred, who was the quarterback? Was it Manning or was it Phil Simms when they were 8-8? I can't remember. I think Phil Simms went when they were 10-6, I think. But anyways, help me out, Fred. Bottom line is this, though. Bottom line is the NFC to me is a gag. I don't see the NFC being tough. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. I think the Super Bowl will go to an AFC team. The AFC really is on fire. And if the Patriots continue to kind of scrap back into all of this, then I'm going to tell you, your bottleneck is going to be the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Bills, and then you've got the Patriots in there. You could have the Browns in the middle of that, which is interesting. Because the Browns, it's like, well, how did they get into the conversation? They're the only thing good in Cleveland was the mustard, for God's sakes, that you put on the hot dog. I mean, nothing else was good. But look at this. I mean, this is starting to happen. And so this NFL is going to be interesting to watch. I will say this. I am pleased with the organization. Argue with me if you want to, don't want to. I've not watched any of their games from their political standpoint. So I'm talking from a football standpoint on how they've handled COVID-19. And it is proven that you can continue in life with COVID-19. You just have to be flexible. And the NFL has done that. I mean, the Denver Broncos had all 4 quarterbacks on COVID-19 watch.
Yeah.
I mean... So anyways, that's kind of my rant there. I'd love to see the Raiders in the mix, but I don't know if it's going to happen. The Titans are also a sleeper, Coach. The Titans have had a very consistent season. It was Peyton Manning. Thank you, Fred. I couldn't remember how far back that went. But, yeah, I mean, it really comes down to this last surge here in the NFL, these last couple regular season games, who picks up the momentum going into the playoffs. And the Titans could be a sleeper. I don't disagree with that, but I think your front runners are definitely who I've already mentioned out there. If I had to pick a Super Bowl right now, I'm picking the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sorry, Michelle, your Chiefs don't make it. I think they I think they lose in the AFC Championship game. Here's another fun team to watch. It depends on how
hungry they are, and I wouldn't count those Chiefs out.
Well, they're not hungry, or Eli Manning, and not Peyton. Sorry, Fred, I meant Eli. I knew that. It's not that they're not hungry; it's that the Steelers are looking way clean. Their defense, special teams, offense, everything is hitting. And so, I don't know.
Did you see what Coach Quigley said? The 49ers have a former Plano East offensive lineman,
Jake Brendel.
Yeah. He's on their roster officially, so that's awesome.
Hey, we've got a lot of Plano ISD athletes that are NFL players.
Oh, I love it.
And Major League Baseball.
I love it. Yep. Great.
I got to commentate for those guys when I was calling games for Plano ISD.
Love it.
So, but the bottom line is this. Sports can continue. Life can continue. And that's what the NFL's proven. The NBA figured it out. Major League Baseball was able to host people during the World Series. There was not a huge spreader alert. And so bottom line is good for y'all. Keep showing the government that we don't need them to step in, that we can take care of our own, and we can be responsible. Fred said the Cowboys' same-game situation this year would have at least had 2 more wins in Garrett if Garrett was in charge. Interesting concept.
And it's funny. I've got friends who were so ready for him to go, who have said during this unique season and with everything and all the craziness that's going on, that they think it would have been better. And again, you can't, we can all sit there and be a Monday morning quarterback, but you can't saw sawdust. And to quote the great Dale Carnegie, I do have some friends who were so ready to get rid of Garrett, who literally have said, you know what? Wow, wish I had Garrett just right. Even during the COVID season. Well, it's interesting.
It proves that the coaching change didn't make a difference. And don't get me wrong. I think the head football coach right now with the Dallas Cowboys is a great coach.
He's a phenomenal. He's one of the most winningest football coaches that there's ever been. I mean, he'll go down in history as one of the great NFL coaches. But again, this was just such a unique circumstance. Would it have been better for the Cowboys to have had somebody they were used to, somebody who ownership was used to, during a year like this? My goodness, Dak, which we thought maybe it was going to be a career-ending injury. Thank goodness it does not look to be that way. And then again, just the season, like not having preseason, and then the season being just everything was crazy. This is like bizarro world.
Let's get caught up real quick. And Shay Drake says Burkhead is still going strong for the Patriots, and he is. Rex Burkhead has done a great job. Let's get caught up on some college football real quick. So Florida played November 28th. Number 6 Florida beats Kentucky 34-10, no problem. Oklahoma State struggled with Texas Tech. They did end up winning 50-44. It's kind of like the Texas Tech game. It's like if Tech could inherit some defense, then they actually would probably win the Big 12. But they just don't have any defense. Number 15, Oklahoma State, holds on to win. Number 18, Coastal, still there. They smashed Texas State. Oh, no offense, Catherine Ann.
None taken. We have a great halftime show, just saying.
Yes.
Go Strutters.
49-14 in that game. Of course, we're starting to see what I used to call the old Pac-10. So Oregon State beats number 23 Oregon 41-38 in an in-state rivalry. Notre Dame hands North Carolina a real good loss, 31-17, and they are, Kathy, Notre Dame is
Jesus' team.
There you go. They win 31-17, and then of course where's Marvin when I need him? And Kevin. Number 9 Iowa State knocks Texas out of the top 25. They win 23-20. And again, Texas has just not got it at home this year. And it's like, dude, you guys can't wait till the end of the game.
Well, the Cowboys have been like that this season some, and a few games. And then also in the past where if you show up like after you get a big rally speech in the locker room during halftime, that's not a consistent business plan for success.
Right. So here's the big ones, right? So the big ones are right now. Number 1 Alabama takes on unranked Auburn in Alabama, smokes them 42-13. No surprise there. Number 3 Clemson takes on Pitt. No surprise there, 52-17. Number 5 Texas A&M. People were wondering, will LSU show up against the Aggies, or will the Aggies trip and fall on the Tigers? They didn't. They ended up winning that game 20-7. Would have loved to have seen a score like 52-7, but 20-7 still puts the win in the win column. Number 8 Georgia smokes South Carolina 45-16, but everybody's smoked South Carolina this year. I made a mistake on that call. Utah loses 24-21 to Washington. They're ranked number 22. So coming up, big game, unranked Michigan State is going to host number 4 Ohio State. Is Ohio State I just don't like Ohio State. I'm sorry, I'm not a Buckeye fan.
You're just not a Buckeye person?
No, I mean, if you're a Buckeye fan, God bless you.
Well, and I think it's because you're from there or you went to school there. My friends who are Buckeye fans, they either grew up in Ohio or they went to Ohio State. It is what it is.
See, here's my thing, right? I'm a big fan of Michigan Wolverine football back when Bo Schembechler was the athletic director and head coach. Mm-hmm. I was a Michigan fan, so I guess I'm just not a fan of Ohio State. I just don't like them.
Just not your game.
Well, and I guess during my time of growing up, it just seems to be Thugs or Us came out of
really?
Ohio. Yeah, Nebraska and Ohio. Ohio State. That's kind of where it was at. Fred says that Notre Dame is on a collision course for a rematch against Clemson. Agree with that. Coach Quigley says Burkhead is going down as Plano Wildcats' best ever to play in the NFL, surpassing Pat Thomas and Billy Ray Smith, which is kind of cool. I mean, Pat Thomas had a great career. Billy Ray Smith had a great career, but Burkhead really has done yeoman's work as a running back with the Patriots. So good for him. Let's see. Fred asks,
awesome.
hey, did you see North Carolina player had I can't breathe on the back?
Oh,
yes,
not.
I did see that.
Did not.
I saw that. Every team that is losing.
I'm not watching. I'm just
team
not watching
blame COVID-19. So interesting. Charles Gura says that if a team is losing, they're blaming COVID-19 and making excuses. You know what? That's everybody. I was talking with somebody on Groupon, and they're like, well, it's COVID-19. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of hearing that it's COVID-19.
Hey, now, if you're a restaurant or a bar, God bless you, because it is COVID-19. But outside of that, well, and again, with the sports stuff, it's just when you're out on the field and everybody out there, nobody has COVID-19. It's like if you have a year of injuries. I mean, there have been years where you've had to go deep on the bench because you've had injury after injury after injury. So I'm telling you, if you if you're an athlete and you're blaming COVID-19, no. Just no.
Yeah.
You're out, if you're a ballerina, prima ballerina, and you go out on stage to perform, Swan Lake, well, then guess what? Bring your A game. If you're in the Dallas Symphony Orchestra and you go out to play, whatever instrument you're playing, bring your A game. You don't blame COVID. I don't know.
Right. No, I agree with you 100%. 100%. Of course, Michelle mentions the Scottish Highland Games. Who doesn't love the Scottish Highland Games? Please tell me, Kathy, you have watched that on television.
Oh, my gosh. My husband and I have been to the Scottish Festival in Arlington.
And have they done the thing there?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Oh, that's
where they throw the log. And these guys throw what looks like a telephone pole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they throw it like this, like end over end, like I would throw a pencil or something.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Oh, it's way cool.
Yeah.
Way
just
cool.
amazing.
So, so Michelle, if you're in town, where's my invitation? Me and Pops will come and watch the Highland Games with you.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So, so lots of fun there. So, lots going on in college football. This week, big game, Ohio State, Michigan State. I'm going to take Ohio State, sadly, even though I'm not a fan of Michigan State or Ohio State. I am going to say they're probably going to still win that football game. Texas A&M, Auburn. That should be a walk in the park for A&M. They are going into Auburn, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Number 15, Oklahoma State taking on TCU. TCU may surprise Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has clearly shown that there is no defense there. And so we'll have to watch and see. Number 2, Notre Dame takes on Syracuse at home. That should be no big deal. Number 24, Tulsa taking on Navy at Navy. Again, I see no big deal there. Big game shootout in the Big 12. Number 12, Indiana. Number 16, Wisconsin. So that should be an interesting football game. Don't see either of those guys making it into the Rose Bowl. Again, interesting football game nonetheless. I'm going to take Wisconsin over Indiana. And so that's the underdog, by the way. Number 6, Florida and Tennessee. That should be a walk in the park as well. If you're going to be looking for a big game, and this is kind of funny, and Gail, this is for you, but I think this is going to be a shootout.
Okay.
BYU and Coastal.
Oh.
I think BYU will be Coastal's first real challenge. And we'll see if Coastal deserves their number 18 ranking. BYU's ranked number 13. This game is tomorrow at 4:30. I will be checking in on this game because I think it's going to be an interesting football game, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Clemson, Virginia Tech, no big deal there. Oklahoma taking on Baylor at Oklahoma. Again, I think it's a walk in the park. Embarrassment for LSU is on the plate, by the way. The year that LSU won the national championship, they kind of stepped all over Alabama. Look for Alabama to run the score up against LSU. I think they're going to be way, way, way too much for the Tigers. All right, and to finish out your top 25, USC, Washington State. At USC, again, I think that's a walk in the park and kind of a joke. Number 21, by the way, I didn't get to mention this. Number 21, Marshall taking on Rice. at Marshall. Again, I think walk in the park. So that kind of closes up on sports. I did want to talk about pandemic and Christmas.
Ooh.
You know, Good Housekeeping has put out.
Yes, and then we also want to talk about a little entertainment before we leave.
Yes. Well, why don't we jump on entertainment while I pull up the Good Housekeeping? Kick us off.
Sounds good.
Because this Warner Brothers AT&T thing is interesting.
And we'll continue to talk about this, and we'd love to know what the crew thinks on this. So Warner Brothers is now going to be streaming their blockbuster, their movies that are out there, and I want to say, let me look up. I think they're streaming on HBO. JP, was that? I believe it was HBO. Oh, yes. They will be, it says Warner Brothers will stream all major movies on HBO Max in 2021. And people have mixed feelings about it. And they do. So does streaming, which if you think about it, how does the money fall? It always follow the money kind of a thing. And right now, I know, I mean, there have been some movie production houses that have been around for a long time that have talked about going out of business, filing bankruptcy. Same with some of these movie theaters. With Warner Brothers doing this, I want to know, okay, so if my husband and I go to a movie and, we spend maybe $20 a ticket, we go to like the, whatever Max movie. So does taking this, $20 for a ticket for him, $20 for a ticket for me, that's $40 one hit versus us signing up for an HBO Max and paying, $10 to $15 month after month after month. And once we get it, we probably go, I'm going to go ahead and keep it anyways. Netflix, Hulu, we were like, let's just try it for a while. Well, we've had both of those for a bajillion years now. So what does that do to movie theaters? Do movie theaters ever come back? Do we learn? And I hope they do. I love the experience of going to a movie and getting the movie popcorn, which only tastes like movie popcorn at a movie theater. And, sitting there and watching that movie and having that collective experience with other people who I don't even know. And you hear like, or, oh, yay, or cheers, or whatever the case may be for these movies. And do these Hollywood types start only producing, do they start only producing like smaller budget movies? What happens to the $500 million blockbuster hit kind of a deal? For example, with No Time to Die, which was a James Bond movie that was supposed to have come out, I want to say March or April, right? It was right when the pandemic hit, and then they moved it back, and then they were going to do November. Now it's going to come out and be streaming. Do you know, JP, that No Time to Die, that delay has cost that movie $1 million a month?
Really?
Every month it's delayed costs a hard fixed number of at least $1 million a month. So I think it's fascinating. I think this is a great conversation to continue even next weekend. And then we'll probably have, because you're going to talk about Christmas shopping, then we can come back to some binge-worthy stuff, and then I can close this out with a little bold and beautiful update, because OMG.
Well,
with the mannequin.
We're definitely running past due, so you guys are going to have to hang out with us. I can't get rid of this La Perla thing.
I was going to say, ooh, how are you doing? Okay.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Well,
I can't get rid of her.
Okay.
So I guess we're stuck with her. All right. So some fun ideas. The pandemic is here. Here's the thing that's kind of starting to tweak me a little bit, and I don't know if you remember the word tweak or not, but I'm definitely getting a little tweaked by these governors and government officials saying, we're not going to close you down. Well, that's a great media headline, but then you're shutting down 19 bars in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yeah, you are shutting down. And I'm going to tell you something, you're going to have a revolt on your hands if you don't stop doing it. That's why I lead into it 21 festive quarantine Christmas ideas for a holly jolly holiday. Folks, lock in. It's coming. They're getting ready to shut us down again, and we need ways to keep the holly jolly going. The sad thing
for our mental health, for our mental well-being.
The sad thing, this reminds me truly of the Hunger Games. Pretty much locked in your zone, locked in your home. That's where you get to see stuff. I'm starting to get kind of pissed off about it. I'm not supposed to say that. But I am.
Oh gosh, I think you and Chris covered some of those conversations or sayings during sports. It's too much. We are meant to be around other people. Our mental health expert who was on our show Monday for our mental health moment, you're meant to be out with your tribe. You're meant to be out with folks that you love. You're meant to be out and about and going places and doing things. You know, we're having the conversation right now. We always do, and have done this ever since the kids were little. We would either do midnight mass, but then it moved to from midnight mass, and we would do like a 4 o'clock or a 3 o'clock Christmas Eve church service with the kids. And so now we're having the conversation because we do our big family get together is Christmas Eve, and it's a hoot. And again, I wonder what it's going to look like this year with gift exchange. We're debating right now and researching: do we go physically to a church, and do we sign up in advance? I think churches are back in those towns that have been, the restaurants and bars have been shut down. I think they're back to 50%. So, you know, do you go there? The experience is not going to be the same. If it's a candlelight service, well, are they going to hand community candles out that you blow out at a certain point in time, and everybody shares a match? I kind of doubt it. And so that's not going to be the same. But now we've gotten used, my family has gotten used to, we'll do we'll do church service sitting on the couch, which has been kind of fun because we'll sit there and we'll fix, we'll have a nice breakfast, eat some breakfast while we're doing it. Kira's in our lap. So we've never been able to bring a dog to church before. That's kind of fun. Everybody's in their pajamas still. But do we want that for Christmas Mass? No. So it's at some point, like you said, and you're a very go with the flow kind of guy. You're very optimistic. The glass is half full, and you're sitting here on air saying, you know what? I'm getting kind of pissed off.
Yeah, it's too much.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, it's too much. Well, especially when you're remember, you and I had this conversation on the air a couple weeks ago when the governor's call had Joe Biden on it, and they're like, oh, we're all staying open. We're staying open. Remember I told you.
Oh.
Abbott can say it, but he said something else over here where he said he wasn't. And I'm telling you.
Well, here's the thing.
There was a promise to our president.
There was the whatchamacallit. There was, and I can't remember the name I'm looking for, where basically you have to you have a it was like a threshold. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Threshold is if the hospitalizations stayed above 15% for the 7th straight day, and it has. There was no room at the end if my extended family member would have been tested positive for COVID. He probably needed to be in the hospital because it turns out it looks like he has cellulitis and pneumonia, the starts of pneumonia, which he's been hospitalized for the cellulitis before. They did not have the room, so they sent him home with super strong antibiotics. So there is that health risk. I get it, but where do you balance it out? Let the folks who still want to go to a bar and wear a mask or do whatever they want, let them still go at least to 50%. I don't know.
Well, here's my thing.
We need outlets. We need places
Open the
to
Kay
go.
Bailey Hutchison Convention Center again. Bring in the National Guard medical unit and extend the beds.
Yeah.
I mean, you know it's coming. You know it's here. Of course, I love this. Talk about guilt trip city. And then we got to move on to this.
Yes.
But guilt trip city, right? Oh, COVID. If you went to your families or you went somewhere for Thanksgiving, you've got COVID. You might as well just say you've got COVID. Man, kiss my butt. Hold on. I got to do this. Hold on.
Oh, it's I knew that was coming.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, you know what?
It's a shaming. It's like when you don't wear a mask shaming. If you went, I mean, there are people on social media who posted pictures of their family together. Now, I would have lost my mind if somebody posted something negative. There's a picture that I posted Thanksgiving evening of my dad and my brother and myself, and we've all got our arms around each other. We had taken our masks off. Because it was my dad's birthday on Thanksgiving. And there's no way on God's green earth I'm not going to get a picture with my dad on Thanksgiving on his birthday. And if anybody would have said, oh, well, y'all weren't wearing masks or you this, there are people who are like, oh, your family got together. Now, they didn't put that on mine, but I saw it on other friends' feeds. Oh, your family actually physically got together. Oh, y'all were inside. Oh, is that a family group picture with like 15 people in it? You know what? Stop judging other people. Where did we get in society where all we do is just judge each other?
Fear.
Not our job.
Hey, fear.
Yeah, but that's not our job.
Oh, I agree with you.
God's job is to judge at the end of the day, and I'm glad that I don't have that job, and he took that worry away from me so I can sit here and kick back and have a good time.
Fear. It's straight up fear. Yeah. Anyways, on to the happy stuff. So 21 things you can do at home while in quarantine that will create a jolly holly holiday. And I do love this. Katerina and I used to do this all the time. Assemble and make a head breakfast. And we would do homemade cinnamon rolls. This is a pan of homemade cinnamon rolls. And what I loved is that I would play a news broadcaster and Katerina would be the chef. And so then I would switch out. She'd be the news broadcaster, and I would be a French pastry chef. So there are ways to have fun with your kids and do fun things. So number one, do like a simple make-ahead breakfast, something that's easy that you and the kids can do together. Number two, decorate Christmas cookies. This is always fun. Takes up an evening, put on Christmas music. We used to, before we didn't have a fireplace, I'd bought a big screen Magnavox TV and a VHS tape with a fire on it, right? And so the fire would come on the screen like it was a crackling fire, Christmas music, and we would decorate Christmas cookies. So
that's so much fun. I think everybody has that tradition of decorating Christmas cookies with their kids or making some kind of fun little thing like that. We do, and we still do these. Well, I don't know if we'll do them this year because we didn't do them for Thanksgiving. You melt like little. They look like little wax things. You can get them at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but they're flavored chocolate. Yeah, they're flavored chocolates. You melt those, and you can melt them in different colors. You get different color sprinkles, and we dip pretzels in them. And then you do like, white chocolate, and you can do like red and green crystals or gold and silver crystals and all that stuff. Yeah, it's just real fun. Oh, drizzle, yeah. Oh,
drizzle.
How you doing? Okay.
How you doing? Number three. Now, this is a fun concept. I think that I think that someone needs to be a warehouse for this. Hop on a video call with Santa. In the past, it was you had to go somewhere to see Santa. And I'm not saying we shouldn't still, because my cousin has amazing pictures of them seeing Santa this year. But how fun would it be to be able to dial in Santa and get to talk to Santa and have Santa say, have you been good this year? Yep. Are you behaving for Mom and Dad? And then he could say, do you have your elf on the shelf? Because he's been reporting back to me.
And I've heard you, and hey, you're this, that, or that, and something specific that they know. That
you can send in a private message to them.
Yes,
absolutely.
We did Santa letters forever and a day. So I think the video chat or the phone call is kind of like the modern day version of sending Santa a letter.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
If somebody sent me, if I got to talk with Santa, I'd be all kinds of silly.
Oh, me too.
Well, we are going to have Santa on the show.
We are. He's going to be coming on next week, and we're going to have things to give away. So you're going to have to call in. And, of course, we'll flash our call-in number, but he'll be giving away some cheer. Number 4, decorate as festively as possible because you're going to be at home. Good advice.
Yes.
Who doesn't love good
and
old-fashioned?
Who hasn't already started decorating early? We had our tree up, our main tree up before Thanksgiving this year, which we've never done.
And not a sponsor, but Hobby Lobby's already got a bunch of stuff on sale. I don't know if Michael's does. Again, not a sponsor, but that it may be inexpensive for you to be able to do that. Mix a cozy cocktail. Where is Michelle when I need her, right? Or Fred.
What is a cozy cocktail? Is that a warm one?
It's right up there on the screen. It's a warm one.
Oh, there you go.
Kind of like a hot toddy, probably, if I had to guess.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so mix up a hot cocktail. Number 6, make Christmas masks. Not masks like you're thinking, but the old school with a little stick on them. You can see them up there. It's a creative arts thing. Fun deal.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Paper plates, and you can walk around. You can do a little,
fun.
So you can have fun with that too with the kids. Number 7, put together a holiday puzzle. So for those of your children who are the quieter types who like to read a lot, this might be a good way for you to have one-on-one time or one-on-two time with your kids.
Love it.
And so I think doing a puzzle is great. I used to do puzzles with my grandmother.
Love puzzles.
So I think it's a great idea. Number 8, make a commemorative ornament. This is inexpensive.
And I've got tons from the kids. They're like, Mom, why do you keep that? I'm like, because it has memories.
Yeah, and all you got to do is mix a salt dough recipe. That's it. And it tells you up there to do that, too.
You can do that. Or, if you don't have that ability in your home, you can take like foam or felt.
Yeah.
And so, there's just so many easy, fun ways to do that.
So make it fun. Don't just get all down and out like the government wants you to.
Yep.
Number 9, read a Christmas book. Or I got one even number 9A. Katerina loved it when I would make up stories, and I would tell her stories that had moral lessons in them.
Yep.
Yeah, we had Louie the lettuce, and we had Terry the tomato.
I love it.
And
you didn't even have Veggie Tales, Bob and Larry. You made up your own.
I made
vegetables.
up my own. We had Bobby the burrito, and Bobby the burrito was kind of a badass. He was like, "Hey man, Terry, come go out with me," and Louie's like, "No, Terry, I love you." And So, yeah, I mean, it was good stuff. But read a Christmas book.
And have a book that you read that's a tradition kind of a
Right,
thing.
absolutely.
We had one that was like 14 days and you would do like a little gift, and it ended up in the nativity scene with the birth of Jesus, and the last box you open would be the star. Something that when your kids are older, that they'll be like, it's something will stick in the back of their mind when they have kids. They'll be like, you know what? Boy, I busted my mom's chops when we were doing that, and I was still 13, but I'm going to start that now while my kids are 3.
Yeah. Absolutely. So read a Christmas book. Sing Christmas karaoke. So the government's telling you not to sing. Here you go.
They're saying
the government gets the Kiss My Butt Award.
Yep.
And so there you go.
Yeah.
In your own home. I mean, they're telling people to wear masks in their homes.
No, or like when you take your dog out on a walk in the neighborhood, just in case, you better wear. No, I mean, no. Come arrest me.
And it's like Fred North said.
Come put me and Kira in jail.
Yeah, Fred's like, hey, why doesn't Joe Biden start his 100 days of mask wearing now? Why does he have to wait till he takes office?
He's still hiding down in his basement.
But it's just hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Mail a gift to a loved one, and you can make one that you mail out.
Yep.
So that's always fun to do. Number 12, host a virtual party. And it could be fun to get together with your friends and talk. Kathy and I did that once or twice early in the pandemic.
Early in COVID, yeah.
Yeah, but it's something. Ask conversation starters. Little games.
Got another lingerie ad.
Kathy, I can't stop.
What are you researching for Christmas, little boy?
This is
Have
good
you been
housekeeping.
naughty or nice?
Well, that may be nice, I guess. I don't know. Number 12, cook a festive meal together with your children. Again, I think it's important you cook with your kids anyways to teach them how to cook.
Get your kids in the kitchen so they're not afraid of the oven or the stove, and they're not afraid to be creative. Hey, you know what? Let's go off recipe. Emily made the best teriyaki chicken omelets one night for dinner. Why not?
Sure. Try it. That's all you can do. Number 15, watch a Christmas movie. The other night, we were all watching Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we watch Elf every year, and then all day Christmas Day we have playing A Christmas Story.
Absolutely. So
Christmas
Day, put together a playlist, a musical playlist that your family will enjoy, and play that during Christmas presents being opened and eating breakfast and all of that good stuff. Number 17, play reindeer ring toss. This is hilarious, by the way.
Oh,
I have one of these.
Yes, we gave one to a friend of ours at an adult party year before last. Hilarious after adults have had a few cocktails, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Way funny. Number 18, attend a socially distanced outside event. So, for example, and I was waiting for this one, Salina has their outdoor Christmas event coming up. Yep. You're outdoors, you can wear your mask, put your coat on, and enjoy an outdoor Christmas event.
And we're going to be talking next week, each day next week that we're on, we're going to be talking about some different local events that are out and around. And so if y'all have any ideas or if you've gone to something with a friend,
let us know.
Come on and we'll share it on air.
Absolutely. Go sledding. Don't think we're going to be able to do it in the North Texas area.
Yes, in Collin County.
Now, do me a favor. Don't do what a bunch of us did when I was a kid once, a bunch of teenagers. Yeah, we grabbed garbage can lids, got up on the roof, and sledded into the pool.
No.
Yeah, we did.
No, y'all are lucky y'all didn't break your neck.
Yeah, we're lucky we're not dead. So don't do that.
Did y'all get in so much trouble?
Oh, yeah. My mother came out and she's like, what in the world are you doing? All of you get down. I mean, we'd already done it once or twice.
Oh, yeah. That couldn't have gone over well.
It didn't go over well.
Not with Lori.
No, Mom didn't agree. Mom said, nope, we're not doing this.
Shut it down.
All right, number 20, look at Christmas lights. That's something you can do from your vehicle. You have Deerfield.
And we've got some ones to talk about.
And we
actually, ones that you can go through for a nice price per car here in just the local area that I've heard are good.
And also, don't forget you can go to downtown Dallas and drive through as well. Put on your Christmas PJs. And there's a ton of companies that are selling Christmas PJs this year that you can order online and have delivered. And so that finishes out our top 21 list, just in time to get us to the bold and the beautiful.
And so we'll have
with Kathy.
We'll have to save binge watching for next week. We can even talk about that maybe Monday or something. I don't know, because
it's become fun time.
It has. It's fun. It's right before the holidays. The Christmas season is upon us. So anyway, so the bold and beautiful. So here's the craziness. So last we left off, Hope still was trusting Thomas. She wasn't worried about the fake mannequin, but Thomas who I think has a soap opera brain tumor, has become increasingly more insane and obsessed with this Hope mannequin. So he goes over for dinner last week. Well, a few days ago in Soap Opera World, he goes over he's at his apartment. The mannequin's put away. His son and Hope are over there. They end up deciding to stay and have dinner with him, just the three of them. And that's okay because Hope's husband, Liam, is with his ex-wife and his daughter with Steffi, his ex-wife, at a birthday party. And then he comes back over there. Well, he's wondering why Hope is spending so much time and why she's doing dinner over at Thomas's house. Because remember, Thomas had stolen Hope and Liam's baby. Or knew about the baby stealing and didn't say anything about it for a long time and married Hope anyways and tricked her into thinking her baby was still dead. So Hope leaves with Douglas. Liam goes over, and Liam knows about this mannequin and lost his mind and said, Thomas is obsessed. He thinks that mannequin's really Hope, blah, blah, blah. But Liam, because in soap operas you can have such selective memory, Liam walks in on Thomas, wait for it, kissing and making out with the fake Hope mannequin. So Thomas legitimately was kissing this mannequin and making out with her. Liam doesn't even ask a question, assumes that's really Hope, just standing there still like a mannequin does, forgetting that there's a mannequin there that Thomas is probably obsessed with, goes back to his ex-wife's house, loses his mind, said the marriage is over. I cannot believe that Hope would do this with Thomas, blah, blah, blah. Neither one of these yahoos figure out that, hey, guess what? And yes, Liam and Steffi, I love y'all, but y'all are idiots in this one. And they go, oh my God, I can't believe Hope would kiss Thomas. Well, she would never kiss Thomas in a million years. And did anybody forget he has a life-size fake Hope mannequin in his apartment? So guess what Liam and Steffi do, soap opera style? You know, this always happens. They get together. So you know Steffi's going to end up pregnant. Hope, who in the meantime went back over and got a doctor over to Thomas's. Thomas has since blacked out, had a complete meltdown, said he didn't know which soap opera or which mannequin was. He was talking to the fake mannequin was talking, the mannequin was talking to him, and the real Hope was talking to him, and he's all confused and he blacks out. In the meantime, Liam comes over, assuming that Hope is back together with Thomas. And there you go. And this is going to end up being a big cliffhanger. But I think Steffi ends up pregnant with Liam's baby. And then this is going to ruin. So once again, short-lived happy marriages on the soaps. But yeah, so this is how they're being creative on The Bold and Beautiful. By getting around, they can't make out with real people or do fake soap opera kissing. So they've got him in love with a mannequin. So there you go. And that is The Bold and Beautiful for this week.
Now, Kathy, look at this.
Did I send you the picture?
No. Well, I don't know if you sent me the picture or not, but I brought up the Bold and the Beautiful spoiler for December the 4th.
Well, is there one for December 11th, too?
Yes, there is. And there's December 4th. Stelly may be very happy that she's Steffi, sorry, yeah. Dating a medical professional when Finn goes into doctor mode, making a critical diagnosis of Thomas. Unfortunately, Liam's not as clued in to Thomas's situation and does something which could make
it
the
worse.
Tense situation far worse.
And Liam's going to, and this is so ridiculous. That's what's going to happen today on the soap. And so Liam, who's already yelling at Hope saying, you ruined our marriage. And she's like, okay, they just called 911 and put Thomas on a stretcher. What are you talking about? Because he's making all these assumptions. He's going to go ahead and probably bust himself and say, well, and I stayed over at Steffi's and that's another thing. Steffi just got out of drug rehab for painkillers because she was in a motorcycle accident.
Crazy woman.
And you know what? They were drinking bourbon and taking shots of tequila.
Well, she got out of drug rehab. Hey, December the 8th, it says Thomas's life hangs in the balance.
I'm telling you, soap opera, brain tumor.
I'm telling you, these are the spoilers. You wanted the 11th.
I do. I want the 11th.
December the 11th.
Okay, read that for me.
You won't want to miss the confrontation that goes down today between Shauna and Quinn. Why? Let's just say things are going to take an unexpected twist. Steffi and Liam each fight to do what they believe
because they've got to
right.
feel they're going to feel so guilty
but
and so bad.
Actually agree on what course of action should be taken.
We'll see if they actually agree. And here's the thing. They're going to agree to keep it quiet and not tell Finn, the doctor, who's going to end up saving her brother's life, and then not tell Hope, who was doing nothing wrong other than just having an innocent dinner with her adopted son's biological dad because his mom died. So they're going to feel guilty and they're going to say, let's not say anything. But then, you know what? After the first of the year or when sweeps come around, Steffi will be pregnant and it'll all come out in the wash.
Hey, by the way, some of your non-soap opera people, who or what is Kathy talking about?
These are real people, Michelle. They're real.
Gail Meeks goes, who are these people Kathy is talking about? Sounds like an office I used to work in.
This is the stuff you can't make up, and this is something that is getting me through COVID. Actually, you know what? This is one of those. What is this? Everybody's like, oh, what guilty pleasure?
What's your guilty pleasure?
What is your guilty pleasure? Well, since 1987, for me, it has been The Bold and the Beautiful.
Well, you know who started,
there you go.
You know who started all that, don't you? It's Cleo. Cleo goes, what on earth are you talking about, Kathy? Are you talking about a soap opera?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm doing a weekly. Corley and Charles and JP found it so funny that I'm so serious about The Bold and the Beautiful.
You are. That
I can give a week's wrap up and just, just be crazy about it. So they were like, okay, every Friday, Kathy's going to do a Bold and the Beautiful update. We need to start hashtagging Bold and Beautiful.
We need to, because it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's been my guilty pleasure since 1987, so that explains a lot, folks.
I mean, that's just too funny. It's way, way, way too funny.
Oh, just good times.
So,
and we want to thank our Miss Texas ambassador today. Just what a precious, precious woman. Just what an incredible young lady,
I'm trying to see if I can play some Christmas music.
Oh, don't get us shut down. Sing.
Well, it wouldn't. It wouldn't get us shut down. I think that stuff's kind of open unless you do something special.
We hope so.
But I don't understand why I can't hear it. See, that's why I need Charles here. Because I've got the speaker turned up.
Oh, Coach Quigley said, where's Luke and Laura? Oh, that long gone. Long gone.
There we go.
Mannequin was made in 1987. I need to go back and watch that show.
That was a great movie.
Oh, I loved that show. Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew, what's his name?
McCarthy or something
yeah,
like
McCarthy.
that?
And then the other, what's her name?
The lady who was Samantha on that show with Sarah Jessica Parker. I think she was a really attractive lady.
That's soap opera on Freaky Friday.
Fred's like, I'm not touching this one.
Oh, he was really killed this time.
Gail's like, they literally did make this up. I know. And sometimes there's good writing and sometimes there's not. I've got a girlfriend who we talk soap opera stuff every couple of days. And we'll be like, oh my gosh, we could have written such a better storyline than this.
So, odd, crazy news. Things that are crazy. How about this? How about an escaped sheep wanders into a hotel and waits for an elevator?
Was it trained to do that?
I don't know.
It was hurting. It was being herded, maybe.
I don't know. All I can tell you is that's a real deal. And there is the sheep there. I want to see if we can play this.
It was a 4-H
There you go.
convention.
There you go. Watch. So they've got everything, and there it is.
Oh, look.
And he looks over like, hey, what do you want, dude? I'm waiting on the elevator.
He's like, back off. Isn't there 6 feet social distancing?
Right. He's like, what's your problem, dude? So, yeah. And then how about this? I mean, this is kind of fun. California monolith becomes the third to appear and disappear.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that odd? So there you go. This is from The Guardian.
Have you been following these?
I haven't. But it's odd.
Michael
See,
and I were
look, here
talking
it
about
is.
this.
Mysterious monoliths have been appearing and disappearing across the world. Now,
it's like 2000: A Space Odyssey.
It really is. Is it people doing it? Is it aliens doing it? We don't know.
I don't know.
But I mean, it's
craziness.
It's craziness, but they're appearing and disappearing. So, crazy news on the California front. No surprise there. But yeah, the monoliths that are appearing and disappearing. Very, very interesting.
Good times.
So, other crazy stuff in the news. How about this?
And we're going past our time today.
We are. We're past it.
We're out of control on Friday.
We are. Vermont company assembles world's largest ball of stickers.
Oh, now that's cool. I used to do rubber band balls. My brother and I did rubber band balls and mud balls when we were little.
I think we should have the world's largest gum ball put together.
Ew.
You know, they had that wall in Seattle that everybody put gum on.
No, wait, what?
Seriously, you could Google it. Yeah, it's it was like
that's kinda
now.
nasty.
What's interesting is the city of Seattle kind of cramped down on that and actually
Isn't that
cleaned
kinda
that wall.
nasty?
It was kind of cool, actually. You know, it was actually,
From afar. I wouldn't want to go up and touch it.
well,
or
I didn't go up and
anything.
touch it and put my gum up, but let's see if I can bring it up. Seattle gum wall. I wonder if it'll come up as a gum wall. Yeah, there you go, Kathy. See?
No.
Listen,
What are they spraying it with? Like Lysol, industrial strength Lysol?
I don't know, but let's see. Seattle
I don't
gum
think
wall
anybody's
steam
touching that.
cleaners
I
work
don't-
to clean it.
Okay, I don't think anybody's touching that during COVID.
Seattle did get that cleaned off, by the way, and
How
like
did that
made
get started
it a
and get that
citation.
far?
Just did.
In Seattle,
Yeah,
everybody's
it's Seattle, I
smoking
mean.
the ganja, man. I don't know.
Did you say smoking the
I
ganja?
don't know.
Look at that.
The Mary Jane, isn't that a name for
It is. It is. Look at that.
Yeah.
People drooping their gum.
Like it looks kind of cool from afar unless you know what, and then if you know what it is, it's just kind of gross.
Look at that. There you go. In the shopping areas. There you go. How about that nasty gum?
No.
Yeah, that's a thing. Just thought I'd let you know. But
yeah,
there
I
it
like
is.
the sticker ball. I'll stick with this.
Big old sticker ball. So Vermont company, they're a sticker company, took the defective stickers and created the sticker ball and broke
Oh,
the
there you
world
go.
record. So there you go.
That's very cool.
Also, big thing, African lottery drawing comes up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That is crazy.
Tell me that's not spooky.
That is creepy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's kind of spooky.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't get this. New York women's hair dubbed world's largest afro. I don't think so. Superfly Snuka had that. This woman has nothing on Superfly Snuka. I'm sorry.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He was a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had the biggest hair in the whole wide world. So, yeah, I don't think so. And then how about this? This doesn't happen very often. A runaway wallaroo fished out of the Illinois River. Yeah. No
What
joke.
the heck? A kangaroo wallaby hybrid.
Yeah. Escaped from its owner's
What?
Illinois home.
Okay, are you allowed to have?
You can have exotic pet
kangaroo?
licenses. You can have exotic
guess.
pet licenses. Let's see if I can get it to play.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Peru
about that.
police save wallaroo who ended. I don't know what that means. We're frozen. Oh, no, we're not frozen.
I don't know. about
But yeah, out of the Illinois River, Nathan Drool of Peru said the 2-year-old marsupial named Wally slipped out of his harness Wednesday
that.
afternoon.
So they were walking him?
Sounds like it. Drew told the Northwest Herald he had his harness and there was
They're
one
lucky he didn't
strap
get killed.
that was too loose on him, and he got it off and took off. And that was the first time it had happened. Police tracked Wally as he hopped his way through town, and they called for animal control when the wallaroo stopped for a rest between Mays Lumber and the Illinois River. Because you have to rest, you know, when you're a wallaroo running through town.
Well, and thank goodness. I mean, that could have been really bad and really dangerous.
Yes, it could have been.
Really dangerous.
So, with that being said, we have definitely eaten up so much of your time, but it has been so fun.
And we love you for that. Thank you.
And
Yay,
we
JP.
do.
Give yourself applause
Oh,
for
hey,
running the
thank you.
board,
Woo.
running the
we
show,
had- we
and
had-
being on the show.
We had naked women on there, but we survived.
No, we had a lingerie pop up. There you go. I'm just going to ask what you've been Google searching. What have you been Google searching?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's popping up as an ad
It was on
for
Good
Christmas
Housekeeping.
presents.
It was on Good Housekeeping.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Coach Quigley says, how about an elf when he eats, chews the gum off the rails to the subway? That's nasty, Coach. I didn't see that, but that's a great Freaky Friday. Let's see. Gail says, that would be cool to see. I think I can go here on my Route 66 run I want to do next year. Let's see. Gail says, I want to go see Cadillac Ranch. That's cool, by the way. I have seen that. That is
Oh, a
fun.
clown elf is not funny. That's
A clown elf.
not funny.
Yeah,
not
that's kind of
funny.
funny, Charles Gura. And then Gail Meek said, yes, Superfly Snuka. So somebody else remembers it. That's cool.
Your sister from another mister remembers that,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Gail says, you
You're
know it's a
connected at
good
the
show.
hips.
Gail goes, you know it's a good show when I say, ooh, twice.
Yeah, when Gail says "ew," that's bad.
That's bad. Well, listen, everybody have a great, great weekend. We will
you.
see you on Friday. It'll probably be me again running the board.
Friday.
Monday, I mean,
Monday.
sorry.
No, I think Monday Chambrielle's available. Next Wednesday and Friday
Oh.
we're on our own again.
Gotcha.
You did a good job.
Well, I thank you. A little Christmas music
I
to
love
take us
that.
out there.
Well, and tune in tomorrow to Kilroy's Conversation.
Kilroy's Conversation, 8 a.m.
8 o'clock here on the JP Kathy Network, and we're just so excited you've been with us today.
We have been enjoying us, and share us out there. If you enjoy the programming, if you feel the information is good and you have fun, help us grow our audience. Help us grow our network. We have great shows on the network. We've got
people go and like the JP Kathy Network Facebook page.
JPKcrew.com.
And they can follow it so they get notifications.
Subscribe and become. Well, my dad's called Salina now Selena.
Oh.
He's like, that should be Selena, Texas.
No.
You know, in all truthfulness, share us out there if you enjoy the show. Help us grow our audience. That's what it takes, is word of mouth. I'm getting ready to order a bunch of hats and a bunch of masks that we're going to do. We're going to give away, and you can buy as merchandise as well. But yeah, I mean, that's what it takes to grow a good show if you really enjoy a good, healthy show. And so we appreciate you, the crew, always sticking with us and showing up and not being afraid to tell us what you think. We do enjoy that.
So shy.
So shy. JPKcrew.com. Come back and join us. And we want to say a happy birthday to Chrissy Gura, Charles' sister.
Yay, happy birthday.
It is her birthday. And so happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday. Fun times.
All right.
Stay tuned for my son. Oh, This Pink Cloud.
This Pink Cloud.
Which will be on 10:30?
Yes, 10:30.
10:30 today. Great guest. Somebody who really strikes my heart chords with what he's doing and his trajectory and his trip with sobriety. And then also My Son, My Veteran today.
My Son, My Veteran, 12:30. Cleo says, wow, we went over time today. Time flies when you're having fun.
Thanks, Cleo.
We
Love
did.
you.
But yeah, we have great shows. Don't forget to catch Money Link on Sundays on a replay, Thursdays at 7:30. Yep. Don't forget to catch The Lawyer Show with Jeremy Rosenthal. Don't forget to catch Punchline Players Thursday night.
You got it.
Ask Dr. Be Good. Don't forget to catch Ask Dr. Be Good Sunday mornings at 8 or replay on Thursdays.
Heart and Soul Texas Women.
Heart and Soul Texas Women. And
Yep.
next week, we're going to have a huge debut of the Heart and Soul of Texas Men.
Yay, can't wait.
If you want to know what makes me tick and what got me to where I'm at, and what I've had to go through.
Must tune in show.
Bring your tissues with you, because I start to want to cry myself. And also Leon Chastain's story.
An amazing story as well. Just to talk about two men who have overcome adversities in life and turned tragedies into triumphs to be successful, contributing members of society.
And the show is going to focus on men, and we're going to focus on faith, and we're going to focus on faith in every aspect in life. And so, a lot of you may not know that I am extremely faith-based.
Yep.
Always have been.
Yep.
But I don't ever shed the idea that everybody should have the right to worship in their own way.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's not going to change.
But we're not shy about talking about the way we worship. And actually, Dr. Good gave me a good idea, and a number of members of the crew are doing this as well. And it's not too late to catch up. Reading a chapter, going into the book of Luke in the Bible and reading a chapter a night from December 1st, or you can catch up. Last night was obviously the 3rd chapter. That way, by Christmas Eve, you have read all about the life of Jesus and who he is and why we worship him. So, just exciting stuff. So thanks, Dr. B. Good, for that great idea.
And with that, we are out. Have a blessed weekend.
Y'all.
Take care of yourselves and be safe. We'll see you on Monday.